Now children, understand this. The last one of future tense, future perfect continuous, which is quite uncommon in English. We generally read somewhere in literature, or I would say it's very like rarely used tense. Now future perfect continuous, children, it describes the action that will be in progress, okay, over a period of time, that will end in the future. Okay, here the action will end in the future, but the action will be in progress over a period of time. Like for example, if I say I shall have been working round the clock for 22 years next April, that means next April she is going to finish her 22 years, and throughout these 22 years she has worked round the clock 24 hours. Okay, so I shall have been working round the clock for 22 years next April. So that means this action will be in progress over a period of time, and it will end. When it will end? Next April. So here you will say will or shall have been, verb, first form and ing. Okay, but this is very uncommon, children, rarely used. Okay, now there are, children, generally errors committed or made in the use of tenses. Just see, the simple past is often incorrectly used in place of the present perfect tense. Okay, many a times people get confused whether it will be present perfect or simple past. Now, what is simple past? Simple past is action that took place in the past. And what is present perfect? What is present perfect, children? What did I tell you? Just go back and see present perfect. It shows the action that has been completed or a past action whose results are still continuing. Okay, so many a times we get confused and we use present perfect in place of simple past. Just see the example. I lived in Kolkata since 1963. This is wrong. I lived in Kolkata and then you are writing since 1963. So the correct form should be I have lived in Kolkata since 1963. That means you are still there in Kolkata. Okay. The second rule of present perfect. Action began in past, but as you can see, the results can be seen in the present. Okay. Then present perfect, it denotes present time, cannot be connected with an adverb or any word that express past time, because present perfect is present. It comes under the present tense. So how can you use the adverbs which refer to the past time? Okay, so you can read the example there. I have finished my work last evening. This is incorrect. I finished my work last evening, because last is something in the past. So how can you use present perfect with last there? Okay, so these are certain common errors which are made in use of tenses. Then simple past tense, as you can see, fourth one, the fourth box, is often incorrectly used for past perfect. The patient died before the doctor arrived. This is wrong. This shows that both the actions happened in the past. But what is past perfect? I said two actions will take place, one that is completed before the another action began. So that means the patient already had died. When? Before the doctor arrived. So the patient had died. That action is already completed. So you cannot write it using simple past. Clear? So this is what I want to explain you. Now exercises A, I have already sent you the answers. Exercise B, children, you will do. You will try it yourself and try to finish these exercises. Now then, let us come to this, the future tense of intention. Going to. Going to is used for indicating intention. We are going to spend our winter break in Kashmir. Are you going to learn French? So this shows the intention. What is your intention behind? Okay, so we are going to spend a winter break. So this is our intention. What is our intention? To spend winter break in Kashmir. Then what is considered likely or probable? That means possibility. Be careful, the ice is going to crack. So that means there is possibility that ice will crack. So the ice is going to crack. So going to is used. Okay. Then future time when there is no reference to external condition or circumstances. I am going to tell you a story. I shall tell you a story. Okay. So this one also, it refers to the future time only. Okay, so we can say I am going to tell you a story and it is equivalent to I shall tell you a story. Okay, we have already read in present tense this form when something is planned for future. We can use it with the going to form. Okay, so this one, children, I hope it is clear to all. Now children, the sequence of tenses. A past tense in the principal clause is followed by a past tense in subordinate clause. Principal clause, main clause, and subordinate, which is something dependent on the principal clause. Okay, so principal clause is she said. So obviously the subordinate clause will also be in the past tense. She said that she was not guilty. We cannot say she is not guilty. She was not guilty. Okay, children, you need to remember all the formulas that I have told you, these sequence of tenses, because in the next coming up lessons, active passive voice and direct indirect speech, we will go through these things only again. So principal clause, that is the main clause. If it is in past tense, subordinate clause has to be in past tense. She said is past tense, so she was not guilty. Instead of was, we cannot write is.